Hello and welcome to Game 2 of Fly100% versus Kai. There's no observers in this game, so I'm just gonna have to turn off Fog of War. Sorry for people who are bothered by that. This is another Warcraft III commentary, of course, and let's go ahead and get this started with casting the fact that Fly100% is spawning as the purple orc in the top right corner. And we come down to the bottom left corner and we see Kai spawning as the light blue undead. We see a very standard fiend build coming in from Kai. This is the kind of build that you expect to see somewhat standardly. That's probably not a word, standardly. It's a standard build, standard fiends, and we do see, of course, a relatively standard opening for orc on Twisted Meadows. Standard fiends is pretty common on Twisted Meadows as well for undead. It's very possible to see Ted fiends or goal openings, etc. TM's a very versatile map for this matchup. However, these are probably pretty standard, if not the most standard openings. The goal here that we're going to see for the orc is he's got this guy right here. This is Peon, and he's going to just look probably to make a shop in this area right around here. We got a little thing, so it's probably going to be right there. And what he'll do, or at least what's very standard for orcs to do, is to come over here and to creep this null camp with their grunt. And then they can buy from their shop as soon as they're finished with this, and they can buy their healing salve and heal up. And then they usually try to come over here and harass, because if the undead opens with standard fiends, which is what we're seeing, and this Peon scout will be able to scout that out, then basically the undead generally will be creeping this right here as you get here with your blade master or your grunt. So it's a pretty good workout here. And then, of course, we do see him going ahead and when walking, selling his TP and buying a circlet. So very standard stuff, pretty much what you expect from this matchup. And of course, we generally expect to see this this get pulled out a little bit. But sometimes, you know, it's worth scouting and just seeing to see, like, oh, well, is the undead or is the orc spawning right over here? Sometimes we'll see it come up here. So yeah, just checking things out. Alternatively, you can pull into a little bit of damage before the creep starts, and that will allow you to oops, sorry about that. Hold on. My bad. And yeah, you just pull the creep out, and it lets you take a little bit. You probably do take a little bit more damage from it when you pull it out on your fiends, but it's not too bad of a deal, especially if it lets you creep it faster. And ideally, you want to creep this as fast as you can, because of course the Blade Master is coming over here, and you generally know you're on a timer. And in fact, he might have been able to hear that Windwalker is pretty close, but probably not actually. So probably the only reason that we can hear it is just because I have Fog of War on or off, and I'm on his perspective. So we'll see. And again, we'll see the coil going off. So the orc unable to go ahead and steal that, despite trying. We see grunts over here creeping a green. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Just normal harass going off on the orc, on the undead from the orc. And this is the scout Peon running around. We're probably going to see him, I don't know what he's going to do. Buy boots, that's a good plan. Definitely a good plan. At the little second dot during night, that's about the time that boots spawn. So it's always good to know stuff like that if you're trying to buy boots, especially on a Blade Master where boots are so very important. Here we see the Death Knight going to take a lot of damage from this if the orc wanted to, but instead the orc said, you know what, generally I think you're trying to do something sneaky with your Death Knight here, so I'm gonna go check and see what you're doing. Maybe he just wanted to creep this out. I'm not really entirely sure what is going on in Fly100%'s head, but yeah, he's gonna go ahead and take a little bit of creeping from that, just taking as much experience as he can. He does not want the undead to hit level 3, especially, but also he doesn't really want him to hit level 2 either. We see the undead picking up dust and a rod of necromancy, going ahead and dusting, and manages to catch the Blade Master in the dust. So the Blade Master is going to take a little bit of damage. He decides to break and use his Windwalk, since he's taking damage anyway, to do some extra damage to this fiend here. It's going to force the undead back a little bit. So it's definitely a good use, especially because he went ahead and was dusted. Better that it happened there than, you know, maybe over here at this creep camp. However, if that's what the undead was going to creep, it looked like he was going over that way, so definitely better to not get creep jacked right there. However, it could have also been coming up here on either one of these creep camps. All three of them very viable choices early on. We see the Blade Master basically looking around, trying to figure out where this undead went, trying to see, you know, what is he doing, what's he going to do. lots of places that the undead can go in the early game. It looks like the undead might have just managed to sneak right by him, and we'll see where he goes. But this is good for the undead because, of course, he needs the experience that he's been denied. He's been denied experience here, and he's been, I guess that's really all the experience he's been denied. Other than that, he's just been delayed. But he does need to get experience. It's very important to get experience on your Death Knight. You want it to be level 3. Level 2 coil is incredibly important in this matchup because going up to 400 damage or 400 HP heals from 200 is really big for keeping your fiends alive. It's really big for keeping your lich alive. And of course, going up, from 70 to 140 nuke damage on heroes is a big deal as well. And of course, it's 100 to 200 damage for units without magic resistant skin or something like that. So that's basically heroes and mountain giants with the upgrade. Archers take reduced damage from Coil Nova, but I'm trying to think what else he's. I feel like that might be. I know I'm missing one. I know I'm missing something. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but whatever. We do see a Tauren Chieftain coming out. Again, staying just the kind of style that Fly100% is wanting to play right now. Definitely a good game, a good style. It worked out well for him last game. He almost lost last game at that push. That push was very, very close. His micro, of course, it flies 100% micro, just absolutely insane. And it was able to do really well without that Shadow Hunter and just keeping his heroes alive. So he definitely feels very comfortable, I think, with the Tauren Chieftain second. And so I don't think he's going to be too terribly concerned, especially on this map with some really great item drops that he can get, as well as 2 shops, which means he can get extra invul pots and such things. So which he probably will go through quite a few of. And he's just going ahead and trying to kill his Crypt Fiend to just slow the undead down. Of course, one of the things about this is that whenever you have your Tauren Chieftain, you really want to get that to level 3 as fast as you possibly can. And of course, the undead is like, I really want to kill your Tauren Chieftain and jack you while your Tauren Chieftain is still level 1. Because a high level Tauren Chieftain, it's a problem. It really is. But you can't always do that. You have to know where he is in order to jack him. Yeah, you have to know. You have to be capable. You need to have enough experience on your hero levels. You need to have the right units. And generally, you do want an orb in your third hero before you really take that fight. If you can get that, you can't always get that. So it's just one of those things. But yeah. So that being said, we do see. It looks like we're gonna see a fight right here. Looks pretty good so far. I think for the undead, he's not in such a bad spot here. That's only level 2 Tauren Chieftain. However, it does depend on the positioning that we do see happening to go off. Not the greatest positioning here at all for the undead, and as you can tell, he had to go ahead and burrow a fiend. Lost a fiend as well, which is unfortunate, just ever so barely. Just a really well wind walk by the Blade Master getting in there and being just precision and on point with that kill. And as you can see, though, the reason that was bad positioning was, of course, because the Tauren Chieftain was right there in the middle of pretty much the entire undead army. So not really the greatest kind of thing you want. You don't want to get your army war stomped if you can help it, especially with all those grunts and such things just really on top of your fiends. You would have lost way too much. You wouldn't have been able to heal enough of it, and it's very difficult to out micro the very fast grunts when they have the endurance aura. So that's basically what we saw happen there. One Crypt Fiend here taking quite a bit of damage. Looks like it's not going to die. Very, very close, however. The Blade Master taking a bit of damage as well. We're seeing 2 ghouls coming out. We do see 1 ghoul staying behind on wood. They do not have Frenzy, and you can tell just by looking at their move speed. It's average. If they have Frenzy, they'll be move speed fast, as well as attack speed fast. But both of them get upgraded when they become Frenzy ghouls. Here we do see the Blade Master wanting to come in here, do a little bit of item stealing or something. I don't think he was able to. He might have been able to take that tome. I'm not really sure. It looked either player could have got the tome, so I'm not totally sure about that. But you can see up here the Tauren Chieftain just doing some more creeping. He is level 3 and he's got some nice items. So this isn't looking too great for the undead. Just because the orcs been able to get pretty much creep freely. Not something you want. The Blade Master putting on some harass onto this obsidian statue. The Blade Master is actually, it's surrounded or silenced, and it actually goes down to the focus fire. I did not actually notice that the Dark Ranger was picked up 3rd, but it was picked up, and so that silence went ahead and was used to great effect to kill the Blade Master. So very good. We might actually be able to see the undead go ahead and make up for the fact that the orc was able to creep freely for so long. with that hero kill, he might very well be able to do something. His Lich is almost level 3, and if he can go ahead and take a fight here, it could do pretty good for him if he can pick some units off. However, it looks like, let's see, yeah, okay, so the Orc is going ahead and Fly 100% saying, you know, I'm just going to revive my Blade Master, and what I'm going to do, I'm putting up this expansion over here, and I'm going to do a hit and run tactic to force you when you attack my base, because he knew it was coming, because he lost his hero that way. And because losing your hero, of course, you're saying, you know what, I know that we're going to have a thing here, and I think I would rather just attack your base rather than fight your army directly on without my Blade Master, which is a pretty good decision. Especially because he has those 2 raiders right there, Endurance Aura and the Kodo Beast. So that's a lot of plus damage, a lot of attack speed coming in from the Endurance Aura and attack damage from the Kodo Beast. And then the siege damage, which is going to allow him to take down a shop as well as a Ziggurat and get out. He's going to lose a grunt for his efforts, maybe 2, nope, just 1 grunt. And that's unfortunate, but it's definitely favorable for the Orc, because the Orc is now going to say, you know what, well, now I get to go creep some more. And honestly, he's not too worried about it. It did cost both of them 350 gold and a TP. However, of course, the Orc has this expansion that is coming up, so not that bad for the Orc. The Orc is sitting pretty right now. Not really certain as to what the undead plan is here. He really needs to get level 3 on that Lich, ideally, because the Tauren Chieftain is getting leveled up, and he's going to need the nuking. The nuking is going to be really important here. And as we saw last game, the nuking was really what it was all about when the fights came down to the nuking. And if you don't have the nukes, then you get in trouble, because you need to keep those heroes out of the fight. As we saw last game again, the heroes being nuked just kept them out of the fight as much as he could. And of course, Fly 100%'s insane micro, and I have to really say it is insane because it was really amazing. Just running in those heroes in and out just at the perfect times, really getting low enough to do damage, but to not die. It was quite impressive. We actually see an orb of lightning being picked up for the Blade Master. That's not going to be good for the Destroyer, or whatever the Blade Master attacks. We see a silence on the Blade Master, Grunt barely getting away at 5 HP, not getting focus fired down. The Tauren Chieftain becoming the target of focus here. The Tauren Chieftain going in for a pretty good position. He uses an Invul Potion, taking a bit of focus fire. We see the Grunt going down as well as a Raider going down right there. The Destroyer is still being focused by the Blade Master, trying to take out this other Raider as well, and not really worrying about that Tauren Chieftain as much because he did have the great Invul Pot in there, running in there with the Invul Pot. Blade Master taking a whole bunch of damage, very close to life, very close to death, and he was silenced. However, he did go ahead and pick up a healing potion, use it, and he has picked up yet another healing potion. The Death Knight has an Invul Potion and a greater healing potion. However, it was in a bad spot. I think very, very close right there, very close to killing the Blade Master. He was at 150 HP, but instead he decided to coil the Dark Ranger, who was also about to die. And of course, if he had managed, had he coiled the Death Knight or the Blade Master, it would not have killed him. It would have taken him down to 10 HP. So maybe a very wise decision there. Again, we're seeing a lot of damage going off onto this Blade Master. Can he get it down? He used another healing potion. He's very, very close. The Death Knight mid-War Stomp, using Invul Pot to avoid that War Stomp. Very nice play. Very nice play. We do see this Grunt going down, so yet another Lesser Dark Minion is coming out. These are really good usage of the skills on the Dark Ranger. However, he doesn't have enough mana for another Silence. And the Lich is There is enough mana for, I believe, 1 more coil after that coil right there on the Dark Ranger. So definitely getting high time for this Undead to get out of here, because he doesn't have enough mana to really stay and keep nuking and things. And of course, without those nukes, he's not looking too good. And that Death Knight has no way to live, except, okay, he does have a little bit. He went ahead and Death Packed his final Fiend. He needs to get out of this fight, really, and there's another Raider out on the battlefield that's fresh, so it's going to be able to do something. There isn't enough mana to coil here. He does have an Invul Pot on the Lich, so the Lich gets invuled. He needs to try to kill the Blade Master. If he can, he gets Windwalked, and there's nothing he can do about it. He goes ahead and sacrifices an Abomination. This Blade Master very low on life. The Lich dies, and GG is called from Kai. So that's it. It's 2-0 in the favor of Fly 100%. 2 quick little games. Hope you enjoyed them. Later today, I will be doing Zotac games, the Zotac finals. So that'll be number 257, I believe. Best of 5 between whoever gets there. And I'm hoping maybe even tomorrow I might be able to bring semifinals. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll have enough time to record all of those games, But that's my current goal. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys a great 5 games today, hopefully from the finals, and then maybe tomorrow, maybe even up to 6 from the semifinals. So we'll see. That's a big tall order. This is a tall order, but if I can find the time, I will definitely do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.